So you want to make $1,000 with windshield repair within a week span. This was something that I focused on a lot when I first started my business because coming from a 9-to-5 job, working 10-hour days, I was making anywhere from $600 to $700 take home and about $1,000 before taxes. So I knew that when I was getting into this business, I wanted to make more money, but I have to start at the small steps, right? I have to build up to a point where, I'm making a lot of money. So I have to start at those smaller steps. I didn't want to go backwards. I knew that it might happen. I knew that I might, be making a little bit less money when I first started out, but I wanted to get to that point where I was making the same amount of money. So for my particular situation, I knew I needed to make about $1,000 each week with windshield repair to kind of not go backwards and to actually move forward. And maybe you're in the same position as me. Maybe you want to just make $1,000 a week with your own business. Well, maybe you want to work for yourself and make just enough money to be able to get out of your job, or just enough money to kind of supplement your income. If that is you, then this video is definitely gonna help you out. So let's go ahead and get started. Now you're gonna need a few things to get started with this. You're gonna need to know how to do windshield repair. So considering you already know what to do, you already know how to do windshield repair, you're getting really good repairs, you're proficient enough to be able to do these repairs on customers' cars and charge them a fee to do so, then you're in a good position. So you know how to do windshield repair and you're starting to get into business. So considering that you have that, you need a few more things. What you need is one, a car. Usually everybody has a car, right? So you're gonna need the car. The second thing is that you're gonna need a cell phone. You're probably watching this video on a cell phone, so I'm assuming that you already have that. And the third thing, you don't necessarily need it, but I would recommend it, is business cards. Business cards are going to make these tactics that I'm gonna show here a lot easier. So let's go over the 10 ways to make $1,000 per week with windshield repair. Now the first way is through friends and family. This is probably the easiest way to find clients. It's probably the most entry-level way to find clients, but it's gonna be the best way to find clients in the beginning. When you're first starting out in windshield repair, you don't have clientele, you don't have anything on the internet, so you don't have a business page, you don't have any of that, you don't have social media yet. So in the beginning stages, you gotta market out to those people that you know, those immediate circle people. And the best way to do this is through friends and family. Friends already know you, they trust you. Usually they're going to wanna support, right? They see that you're starting up a business, you're doing something a little bit different, they wanna support you. And the same thing goes with family. They're gonna wanna support you. If you don't have people in your immediate circle that are supporting you, then maybe they're not the right people, but that's just another conversation later down the road. So try to market out to the people that you know, friends, family, colleagues, maybe you have coworkers at your work. I have a couple people in my program that have made a lot of money just from their colleagues, just from the people that they see every day. So you wanna be able to market to those immediate circle people that you know, the people that you're around all the time, because they're gonna wanna support you and you're gonna be able to start bringing in that cash flow and start making money with them. Now, number two is going to be social media. People say this all the time, right? They always say to use social media to your advantage. A lot of times is what we do, and I'm pretty guilty of this as well, is we go on Instagram, we go on Facebook, we go on TikTok, and we just scroll. We go throughout, what people are doing, and we just, try to get that dopamine hit of, what people are doing, and we kind of are interested in that. Why we're interested, not really sure, but we want to do that. Our initial reaction when we get onto Instagram is just to scroll and see what people are doing and see what they're posting. But if you can rewire your mind to thinking about using social media as a business tool, then you should be able to make a lot of money with social media. And in the 21st century, it goes without saying that we need it. We're going to be using it every day. People are on it every single day, so you have to use it to your advantage. So use social media. Post on Instagram, create a business account, post into Facebook groups, stuff like that. Create a TikTok if you want. That's the new thing right now. Create a TikTok for your business. You just want your business on social media to be able to create content and actually put it out there. People are going to see what you're doing if you use social media to your advantage and you use it as a business tool. And the great thing about this is that when you first start out, you're not gonna get very many people. There's not gonna be a lot of people looking at your stuff, but as you build it over months, over years, then people are going to be able to see it and you're gonna get clients that way. All right, the third tactic to use is Yelp. You can probably relate to this. If you've ever wanted to use a business, you always go to the Yelp page, right? You always go look at the reviews, you see what their rating is, you wanna see what people are saying about them, and you wanna get more information from them, right? So use Yelp to your business advantage. Again, same thing. You wanna get your business on a Yelp. The sooner you do this, the sooner you're gonna start making money with Yelp because people always go to Yelp. Every time that I want to go out to a restaurant or I think about using a business, I'm always finding myself going to Yelp because I just know that that's the place to look at reviews. And I always go to Yelp and look at their Yelp reviews. I always look at their pictures. I always look at, just their business information. And I want to make sure that I'm using the correct business. So the sooner that you get on Yelp, the better, because you're going to be able to use that tool to your advantage. You're going to be able to have people put reviews for your business on your Yelp. People are always going to go to Yelp to check to see who you are, because a lot of times when you're out there marketing and when people see your business, they don't know who you are. They have no idea what you do, and they don't know what kind of business you are. So they're always going to go to Yelp, probably Google too, but Yelp is one of the bigger ones. So they're going to go to Yelp, they're going to look at your reviews, they're going to look at everything that you do, and they want to make sure that you're the correct business that they want to pay. Now, the fourth one I want to talk about is Google. So very similar to Yelp. People always want to look at reviews. People always want to see who you are, what you do, and if you're the business that they want to work with. So they're going to go to Google. A lot of people like to go to Yelp. I always talk to people that go to Yelp, and I ask them how they found me. They always say Yelp. But then again, a lot of people also say that they went to Google. They just went to a Google search, typed in windshield repair near me. My page showed up. They looked at my reviews. They looked at all my pictures. They looked at my business, and then they decided that they wanted to work with me. So Google is definitely just as important as Yelp. You want to be on Google. You want to build that up. When you do repairs, have them give you a review. Have them give you a review on Google, have them give you a review on Yelp, on Facebook, on social media. All of those are going to intertwine together, and when you add them up together, it's going to make sure that you make a lot of money with this business. It's going to make sure that you're building your business correctly, and you're going to get that reputation in your area. And just like Google, just like Yelp, just like Facebook and Instagram, you're going to want to build it up over time. You're not going to just be a big business overnight, right? You want to build it up over time. So the sooner you start, the better. I wish I started Google and I actually started focusing on Google a little bit more earlier in the beginning stages of my business, because I'd probably be a little bit further. But at the end of the day, all it matters is that you got to start now. You got to start as soon as possible, because the sooner the better, just like everything. All right, number 5 is something that not a lot of people talk about, but it's very slept on, and that's Nextdoor. So if you don't know what Nextdoor is, because a lot of people don't, it's basically just a local, kind of like a Facebook group. So it's kind of like a local group that people talk to when they live in a certain area. They get on Nextdoor and they're able to talk to all their neighbors and everybody that lives pretty much close to them. Now, because of this, they always are talking with each other about businesses to use, or just different places to go, or just, chit-chatting with people that are in your area. So if you do a job for a customer and they're on Nextdoor, they like to use that app, they're probably going to recommend you on Nextdoor. And that's going to be huge for your business, because if somebody sees that one business is doing very well and they did a good service for a customer, they are recommended by other people that those people trust. So if somebody recommends you on Nextdoor, then all of the neighbors and all of the people that are affiliated with that person, they're probably going to trust that person, because that person took the time out of their day to give you a review, or they wanted to recommend you. So those people are going to trust you a little bit more, because you have that proof of concept. You might not get consistent clients with Nextdoor like some of the other things that I'm going to be talking about, but you definitely want to be on that app, because I've gotten quite a bit of clients just through Nextdoor without me doing anything. I just did a job, I did a good service for that customer, and they recommended me. So if they recommend you, then you're going to be that business that other people are going to want to use. All right, so number 6 is something that I like to call the parking lot pirate. So you probably have heard me talk about this before, because I've talked about it a lot in the past, but basically what parking lot pirate is you going around parking lots looking for rock chips and windshields and leaving your business card on their windshield. And that's why I said it's kind of important to have these business cards, because not only do you want to use it for this, but you want to use it for a couple of the other ones that I'm going to talk about. But it's important to have them because you're going to be putting your stamp everywhere. So you go out to a busy parking lot, you walk the parking lot, you look at the windshields just to glance at them. Usually these rock chips kind of stick out like a sore thumb. So if you see a rock chip, grab your business card, put it on their windshield, put it on their side door, and when that person gets back to their car, they're gonna see that business card, they're gonna see what you do, and they're gonna see that they have a rock chip and that you can fix it. Now, of course, not everybody's gonna wanna use you, or they're not gonna wanna get it done, but as long as they know who to call when they do wanna get that done, or if they do wanna get that done, then you're gonna be the first person that comes to mind, because they have your business card and they saw that you do that service. And this is a really, really easy way to find these customers, because you'd be surprised if you do go to a busy parking lot and let's say there's 100 cars in the parking lot. Let's say 30% of those cars had rock chips. That's 30 cars that you could potentially work with and make some money with. And then if you do this every single day on different parking lots, you're just gonna have more of a chance to get your name out there, get your business out there, and find more clients. All right, so number 7 is dealerships. Now this tactic of finding clients is huge because dealerships get cars in all the time, and that's what you want. You want to be able to see a lot of cars, because if dealerships get all these cars in, most likely they're going to have a rock chip in them, right? Usually people are driving down the road, they get hit by a rock, maybe they trade it into a dealership, or maybe that dealership buys it from auction and they want to sell it. If that car has a rock chip on the windshield, then usually those dealerships are going to want to repair it before they sell it, because if they throw it on the lot with a big rock chip in the center of the windshield, a customer is going to come by and say, nah, I don't want to buy this car, or yeah, I want to buy this car, but I'm going to have to replace a windshield, so either you replace it or I want $1,000 taken off the price. So the dealership definitely doesn't want to go through that. They would much rather pay you a fraction of that price to repair it and not have to worry about any of that. So dealerships are super good connections to have, because they're going to be getting these cars and most likely they're going to have rock chips on them. If you can be that person to go out there and do rock chips for that dealership, then you're going to be able to make a lot of money. And if you can be that person for multiple dealerships, then there's just more chance for you to make money. At the end of the day, what we're doing is making $1,000 per week, so you want to make money. All right, so number 8 is businesses. Just like dealerships, businesses with a fleet of vehicles, or maybe, 3, 4, maybe 5 cars, are out there on the road getting rock chips. Now, the last thing that a business wants to do is have more expenses, right? So if they get a rock chip on one of their vehicles and it starts to spread, then they got to replace it. It's going to cost them a lot more money than to just pay you to repair that rock chip, make it look a lot better, and prevent it from getting worse, and prevent that car from needing a replacement windshield. So just like dealerships, if you can set up an account with businesses that have fleets of vehicles, then they're going to call you every single time they get a rock chip on one of their cars. And a little pro tip here is, when you work with businesses, those businesses usually know other businesses. So if they know other businesses and you give them a good service and you help them out and help them save money, they're probably going to refer you over to those other businesses so you can start working with them. And that leads into number 9, which is referrals. Once you start doing jobs for businesses, for dealerships, you start getting people from the parking lots, you start advertising on social media, you start getting people, have them refer you over to the people that they know. Referrals are huge in business. It's the easiest way to get customers is referrals. So if you can use all of those other tactics and do a good job for those people, they're going to refer you over to the people that they know, and that's just basically free marketing. Referrals are probably one of my favorite ways to get new customers, because I already have that proof of concept. I have that reputation with the people that they know because I did a service for them. And it's just super easy. They just call me and I say, where'd you come from? And they tell me where they came from. And it's awesome because I don't have to pay for that lead, or I don't have to pay for that customer. Now, the last tactic that I want to talk about today is actually reviews. So you're probably wondering, how do I get customers from reviews? Well, when people see your business and they see what you do, they're going to look at reviews, just like I talked about in the beginning with Yelp and Google and even Facebook recommendations. They're going to look at the reviews. I have had so many instances where people looked at my business and they saw I had 5-star reviews on every single platform. I was highly recommended by other people. That was the selling point for that customer to work with me, because they knew that I could be trusted. So you might not think about it, but reviews sell your business way more than you can sell your business. So if other people are talking about you in a good way and they recommend you, then people that need your service are more likely to use you than the competitors that might not have 5 stars. Maybe they have 4.5 stars. Maybe they had a couple bad reviews, maybe a couple 1-star reviews. So reviews are super important, and they will bring leads into your business more than you would think. So definitely shoot for reviews. Make sure that every customer you do a repair for and that you do a job for are open to giving you a review, because reviews are big in business. You definitely want good reviews, and you want a lot of them. All right, so those are the ways to get customers. Those are the ways to get leads. But how do we actually put this all into a formula and actually make $1,000 per week with windshield repair? So when you do a little bit of research, you'll find out that the national average for windshield repair is around $75. Now, this can change from place to place. Some places might charge a little bit less, some places might charge a little bit more. I know in my area, we're probably on the higher spectrum, but a good way to tell is to really just go to SafeLight. Go to SafeLight's website, act like you're a customer, put in your vehicle information, say you need a rock chip, and get a quote from SafeLight. usually Safelite's gonna be the higher price or higher quote that you're gonna get. So kind of go off of that. If they charge anywhere from, $150, charge half that. If they charge, $180, charge half that. Maybe a little bit less, just depends on where you're at in your business and kind of what reputation you have. But try to figure out a price point to where you can use to be able to make that $1,000. Now for the video purposes, I wanted to use the national average. So let's just use $75. Now at $75 per repair, you need to do about 14 repairs per week to meet that $1,000 goal that you want to hit. And if you were to divide that by per day throughout the week, then you would be doing about 2 per day, 14 per week to make that $1,000 goal. Now 14 jobs really isn't that much, especially if you use all of the 10 ways to find customers that I shared in this video. It's not going to be very hard to be able to find 14 jobs per week to make that $1,000 per week. And quite frankly, these are all ways that I did in my own business when I was first starting out to reach that goal. I went out to friends and family in the beginning. I went to Facebook, I went to Instagram, I went to Yelp, I went to Google, I went to Nextdoor. I walked the parking lots multiple times a week, and I handed out quite a bit of business cards. I went to businesses, I went to dealerships, I talked to dealerships, I made connections with them. I focused on reviews. Probably should have did it a little bit earlier in my business, but nonetheless, I did focus on reviews and I got a lot of reviews for my business. So I did all of these because I know that they work, and it worked for me. It works for other people that I help get started in windshield repair, and I'm guaranteeing that it will work for you. And honestly, this is a lot of stuff that you have to do, but that's business in general. Business is hard. It's not easy. You're going to have to put in the work to make money, and it's a little bit different than just going to a 9-to-5. So I always like to say, choose your hard. If you want to go to a 9-to-5, make easy money, but you hate being there, you don't want to go, that's going to be a lot harder for me to do than for me to go out and find clients. So use this to your advantage. These are 10 ways to go out and find leads. Go do this, put in the work to do it, and I will see you guys in the next one.